Yeah. Never had a meeting where you didn't go on?
Right.
All right, call the meeting in order.
Burrows.
Yes.
Rothland, Moreno.
Yes.
Shield, Vargas.
Yes,
Alcorn.
All right, so there's been a request to amend the agenda to remove the change order for the athletic complex project as it is no longer needed. Need a motion.
I'll move for removal of that change order.
And a
I'll second it.
Perfect. All in favor, say aye.
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 And now I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Carries. Agenda approved. Communication and visitors, there are none. It's a very desolate landscape we have here. Central administration.
There are no fundraising requests to approve. There's no overnight trips to review. So we're at the legislative priorities.
Okay, so last year's legislative priorities were English learners, school funding policy, mental health, and teacher recruitment and licensure. I think the ones I would like to propose, feel free to disagree or add, or we'll discuss there. I would like to continue the ELL or English learners as they have it written here. Mental health, I think that's still a priority. Then the teacher recruitment and licensure. And I don't know, I want to propose the supplemental state aid rather than the school funding policy. But maybe Abby, do you have a different opinion on that? I think that one's more, the way I was reading is it seems more geared towards teacher pay than general funding.
Yeah.
Whereas the school funding is just general funding. We're not really in dire need of that. That's on page 17 or yeah, I don't know how it shakes out.
So I have a question. So this huge document, it starts out with the platform or their beliefs, and then it goes into the legislative resolutions. And then you're picking out of that?
Yeah,
Help me
so
with this.
yeah, ultimately what we're doing is we're just saying what our district cares the most about so that IASB can collect that data from all the districts and say, okay, well, most care the most about, say, student achievement. So that's what we're really going to advocate for at the legislative level. So they send their advocates to,
Okay.
you know, the state and wherever else to try to advocate for their, whatever we're putting before them.
When you said the teacher, was it recruitment and licensing, but did you say retention too?
No, so the retention is a separate one. That one is the teacher professional development and retention. The licensure is focused on new teachers. And then the retention and development one is more on the tenured teachers. I think, and my reason for that is I think that there's a lesser bench to pull from, I guess is what I'm thinking. Like there's less new teachers coming into the system. Retaining teachers is what we're kind of focused on at the local level anyway. And I think, you know, Sean's new initiatives towards pushing that development, taking them to different conferences and whatnot in the summer, I think that already kind of ticks that box in a way.
So we're picking just
Four.
a few of these. How many? 4?
Yeah, 4.
Okay. Well, I like them all, actually.
I know that's,
The
that's
local-
always the tough part.
Yeah, the local accountability and decision making, I'm looking at the last
Yep.
section, I think is very important. The ELL is very important for our district. Um. See here. Of course, student achievement is not too hard to like a no-brainer, so there's 3. And then personally, I like the did I say local accountability and decision making
Yeah.
also? Okay. I don't know what this HSAP is, continuing homeschool assistance programs. Is that what is already being funded prior to this new initiative, or? I guess I didn't quite get that last 22.
I think it's bolstering what's already existing, but its central focus is on homeschooled students.
Which number is that?
The 22, this is the very last one there. Oh.
I guess then the 4th one I would do would be 20, public school innovation. Yeah, I like that. So 19, 20. And the other ones, I guess I don't. Those are the ones we're choosing from the second section, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I think we have English learners is kind of all everybody agrees on. Becky, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with the English learners, yes.
Okay. And you had 19, 20, and 4, and what was the other one?
That was it. That's the only ones I'm really, I guess the other
Okay.
ones, yeah, I can go with someone else,
Okay.
whatever you guys decide.
Yeah.
But those ones, I think.
Okay.
I do
so-
like the mental health. I mean, I feel like it's really important, but I mean, I feel like this year we really did up our game with having adding counselors. Does that mean we're going to focus on other positions, or should we look at another area since we kind of did add a lot with the counseling positions?
Yeah, I could agree with you on that. If, you know, although mental health is a severe concern, I mean, I could see us kind of veering from that one this year because of the work we have done locally.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys, but I just feel like since we have done really good, we did hire quite a few, and so maybe something else. But if it's still a high point, I'm okay with that too.
I think we could maybe put that one off to the side.
Yeah, number 19 is kind of generic, isn't it? Local decision making.
My difficulty with 19 is I don't think it's going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think that the governmental body is going to really say, "Oh, you guys want more control? Sure, go for it." Since they stripped all that the last 3 years. So
Well, I don't know if anything's going to make a difference, to be quite frank, but.
get out and vote, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And that's
so-
kind of what accountability. Seemed like the first part had more meat to it than the second part here.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not much. I can't see anything here.
No,
But
you're-
you guys throw out some ideas and I'll just keep driving.
Yeah, keep your eye on the road.
So I think the teacher recruitment and licensure one's kind of a big deal because I really do think we need to develop that pipeline. And one of the things that it highlights here is that this helps expand programs such as the Teach Iowa Scholar, teacher intern program, those type of things that are like different non-traditional pathways to becoming a teacher, which I think are pretty big advancements as of late. And might offer some new ways into the profession.
Yeah, that one works for me. I like that one too. I am worried about teachers. That's why I asked about retention too, just because I feel like that's going to be a main thing moving forward is, you know, keeping the teachers we have and then recruiting other teachers. So I do feel that is a thing that might be coming up as a problem in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and I'm right there with you. I think that's why I like the number 13, the supplemental state aid, because I feel like that's going to give us the ability to help the teachers where they're really hurting right now, which is pay. So, and I think that's obviously one of the largest retention pieces that we don't have a whole lot of control over. I mean, we do to an extent, but you know, we can improve the work environment, we can improve the culture, but there's only so much we can do with pay. We can't pay them the $1 million they deserve. So I think, you know, kind of having that as a legislative initiative could be helpful.
How about number 5, school safety? It kind of encompasses mental health and kind of what everyone's listening for, which is, you know, anti-bullying.
Yeah, interventions for
being
violence
Yeah.
program.
proactive.
Yeah, I feel like that could be a good way moving forward. Like we can start focusing on stuff like that is some of the safety stuff. Then if we, since boys, we got the counselors hired, then I would think that'd be a good one. Safety's good.
Okay, so
So what do we got? Is
So
that
if we
5
go-
or-
English language learning is we all agreed on.
Yeah,
It sounds like we can all agree on the school safety.
Yes.
School safety.
The
That's number
teacher one you said.
Yeah, and then so teacher recruitment and licensure, I think that's a pretty good one, number 11. Would you agree with that,
That
Ed?
that's fine. How about 12? Development and retention, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of work with that, Sean, here.
Yeah, and I'm thinking 13 helps us with that one. That's the supplemental state aid, that's the finance bit, you know, helping them out or being able to help them more financially. But then also providing them a pipeline of new teachers coming in to backfill, but also alleviate the strain. Because I think some of those teachers just get burnt out because they're running 2-3 classes more than what they should be, and they're not getting, you know, their professional development time and stuff.
Right, so that's more towards retainage than for
Right.
development.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're both saying retention though.
Right. So yeah, the first number 11 is about recruitment and getting people licensed to be teachers so that we have a full staff, which, you know, again, alleviates the strain on the tenured staff that's there. Makes it a better work environment.
Okay,
Okay, so then we're left with of the rest of them. I had pitched the supplemental state aid number 13, which is the financial component of resources to recruit and retain high quality teacher workforce, incorporate inflation and cost of living increases to minimize the negative impact on the district's general fund. And then Ed had brought up number 20, the public school innovation. That is students with their families benefit most when their public school has authority and capacity to innovate. Supporting magnet and innovation schools, expanding flexible program offerings, better partnerships with community organizations, allowing charter schools, accredited online courses and stuff, non-traditional pathways, I suppose.
right, which is kind of what we've been
Yeah, I think
working towards. It
adding
seems.
some of the clubs that we
Yeah.
added and such. I mean, I think I'd still lean personally towards the supplemental state aid. Because I think that kind of is a precursor to some of this stuff. But
So we're kind of sending a message to this delegate, but we're also sending a message to our community.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why it's kind of important to thoughtfully select what we're saying, because this is kind of like, hey, this is our intention as a board, is to provide this type of atmosphere or district. What do you think? Would you be good with 13 or?
Yeah, that's fine, just for the sake of it.
Are we just doing 4, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
4.
Is that 4 then?
Yep.
What are they again? I guess that was the only one that was still.
Yeah, that was the only one that was.
exciting.
So it's the English 20.
I can align on that.
Okay. So,
Becky, you can too, right?
I think this is what we have. I think we have ELA student, ELA students. I think we have the teacher recruitment one and licensure, and I think we have the safety one, and I think we have state aid supplemental. Is that right? Is that the four?
Yep, that is correct. Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
Four.
All right, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm good with those four.
4, 5, 11, and 13, Abby.
Thank you.
All right, so if we are good with that, I need a motion to approve those 4.
I'll make a
move
motion to approve. Okay, then I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
for- Aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right, carries. Review the MOU for IJAG. I'll read the red. So the MOUs included in the board packet. This is a multi-year program for grades 11 through 12 at WLHS. Its mission is to ensure that the youth facing challenges to graduation remain in school, attain basic employable skills through classroom and work-based learning experiences, and are provided with academic support services, graduate and receive 12 months of follow-up services. The district has completed 2 years of this program with positive success and wishes to continue. The cost for this is $25,000 for the next school year. And this is funded through the at-risk budget dollars. So I know that I have in the community, as a little bit of an anecdote, heard from multiple people that they've either found out about the program and were enamored by its successes, or they were surprised by the fact that something like this didn't exist sooner. So nothing but positive responses, both student or from students, staff, and from the community, from what I've personally heard.
Yeah. I know that they were one of 3 organizations that applied for and received the community grant. So, and in the discussion with the review group, same thing, really high remarks and comments about what they were doing. I guess I would like to see a report, a presentation, like it said inside the contract that we're supposed to get annually. So maybe we kind of put that at the beginning of the school year.
That'll actually be next.
The second meeting in August, they'll
Yeah.
be presenting.
Yeah,
IJAG
next
will
month.
be.
All right,
So there.
sounds good.
We already have that lined up.
Yeah, and actually they were recognized nationally, I think, or no, in the state, within the, I guess, the entirety of the program. Our particular location was recognized for having achieved expectations, hitting the expectations of the program. There's 5 facets that they have to touch on, and they did well in all of those. So they've got criteria such as, such a percent of graduation rate, such a percent of continuing education beyond that, and then vocational marks as well. So
Yeah, I guess they're only in their 2nd year or going on their 3rd year.
Yep.
So I guess having all this data is not really realistic, is it?
to an extent, I mean, they were pretty robust when they came in and presented to us, when they pitched to us to begin with. They had a lot of historical knowledge about how this was gonna go in our area and how it could help our area. Because they've been in other at-risk regions and helped out pretty well. So especially with the non-traditional students, that they seem to do extremely well in that situation.
When the contract talks about a board, is that board something at the state level? Is that a local group? It's part of their governance.
My laptop just started to.
You can grab yours.
Okay.
Yeah, there was something in here about working with a board. I guess I was just curious.
You
I
can involve the IJAG board of directors.
yeah,
I believe,
That is.
at the state
I
level.
want to say that they have a board.
IJAG, that's
Yeah.
IJAG's responsibility. as a-
Yeah,
So it's something outside of the community
Yes.
per se.
Correct.
System type review.
Yeah, I would just say big kudos to what it's merited, right? For just building that program, taking that over in the past couple of years and really finding a lot of success. And it'll be great to hear from her next month that she'll share some of that data. I know they have to do a lot of reporting back to the IJAG organization, just student success rates, grades, etc.
Yeah, one thing, it sounded like it was more than just for kids at risk,
Right.
from what I was hearing, so that's kind of, maybe we need to make that understood, yeah.
Yeah, I think at risk is the target. But I think it also, when there's capacity, they definitely reach out beyond that. Cause I think that was our initial ask was, do we even have enough kids to support this type of program? And they said yes, and they could help others that would be maybe not identified as at risk, but they're kind of right there on that cusp.
And at risk can be a very broad
Yeah.
term.
Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it could do with home life, it could do with personal life, it could do with just attendance or current grades or maybe issues they're having with a counselor. And, there's just some reason that they deem that this extra support class would benefit them. So it is pretty broad.
Yeah. Okay.
They're able to take a lot of wide range of students.
Well, good, look forward to the report. Presentation.
Awesome. So that does require a motion to approve the MOU for $25,000 for IJAG.
I'll move for approval of that contract.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Carries. All right, cool. So the ELC elementary project change order number 6. The change order was in the packet. It's the additional cost of $27,230.64 for fireproofing the walls. The fire marshal didn't like the original schematics apparently, so.
Correct. And this is that west wing of the elementary where the remodel is taking place, that 5th kindergarten classroom, and across from that, they're getting new ceiling tile put in. And originally, the architects, GC, didn't feel like with the scope of work that they were doing, that it would, the fire marshal would feel the need to go in, inspect and have them update everything in those rooms for fire rating or for smoke rating. However, when the inspector came in, she could, some of the tile was down and she could see some of the above ceiling pipes and beams, etc., and determine that those 2 rooms needed to be smoke rated as well, fire rated. So that's why we're having this change order. It's just to remove the glass from up above those lockers and build up walls, have a company come in, spray the beams with fire coating, just get everything fire rated, smoke rated. So that'll complete that whole wing then, essentially.
Go up to code.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. No grandfather.
No.
It's kind of interesting. It was kind of up for debate to a degree, but then the debate stopped when the fire marshal said, nope, you have to do this. So
Yeah.
they did challenge it a little bit just because of the cost and the nature of what it is and pre-existing conditions versus new. And but it was determined that this is what needed to be done.
All right, any questions? I mean, there's not much we can question on it, but
No,
I'll entertain a motion to approve change order number 6.
Yours, Becky.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the change order.
And the second,
I'll second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, it carries. We're gonna skip the complex, that's gone. Review the proposal for audit services.
Yeah, so, sorry, this is kind of late. We've been under the same contract since I started, so didn't really realize it was running out, but I reached out, sent RFPs to a few different firms, didn't hear back from. Only heard back from our existing auditors, but looking back at the last time they did an RFP, the only other company that responded back, their prices were way beyond what even these are this year. This is, they've had these auditors for longer, I think, I don't know how long, but it's been a long time. We haven't had any problems with them. Their prices are very reasonable, so I don't have any problem with staying with them.
there's the pricing.
Yeah, there's the pricing.
How close do we usually get to the maximums, do you know? Probably pretty close, I would think.
Yeah, they basically, bill the maximum.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen where they've gone. Yeah, I mean, anything that's happened, that caused them to, extend the scope or anything like that, so. Looking at other places, those are very reasonable rates.
This is a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
What's with the maximum? What is that?
So that's basically the saying that they won't charge any more than that much
Got
to
it.
do the audit services, because they do it on an hourly rate.
Okay.
And then they break it out, it seems like per position, which I guess
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, based on their pay rate and fucking.
Hmm.
They're usually here for a day, like doing prelim work, and then they'll come out for like 2 days. Usually right after the CAR is complete. Not like the following week, they'll come out for a couple days and then. They'll wrap up the rest of the stuff from their office or. And we switched to this company last year, technically, it's all the same people, just they broke
changed
off
name.
because their original company, is only doing tax services now, so. All the same people that we've had.
I'll move for approval with the contract.
And a second, Becky, can I get a second on the approval for the?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, I didn't hear it. Yeah, I'll take a second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carries, okay, consent agenda.
Minutes, warrants, treasurer's report, all included, few resignations there and handful of new hires, if they have questions on any of those.
Might I ask where Courtney Jones is going?
Let's get team.
Really?
Right. Hearing no questions, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
And I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Carries, cool. Future agenda items, the next regular board meeting will be Monday, August 7th, 6 p.m. We'll review the facility usage fees and have the superintendent report. And do we want to bump this to next meeting? I guess we can't now. I already approved the agenda. It's cool. All right. Now I need a motion to enter closed session.
I'll move we enter closed.
And a second.
I'll second it.
All right,
I'm
we're going-
actually now in town, so I can pull up.
Nice, all right.
Right.
We're going to close session at 6:27.